So with the cost of living going up within the last decade or so, it's definitely been getting harder and harder for us Americans to purchase the things that we need or want. And because of this, some people are trying to get higher paying jobs now, they're picking up extra side hustles, or they're just getting creative with the way that they're purchasing things thanks to these companies. Because ladies and gentlemen, these companies out here are making it easier and easier for you guys to start buying stuff from them, which can be both a good and a bad thing. But what I mean by that is that they're coming up with alternative buying options so that way you guys can buy their product, and it is literally working. This is going to be a type of creative financing that most of you guys out there might already be familiar with, and it goes by the name of buy now, pay later. For those out there that don't know what buy now, pay later is, this pretty much allows consumers to purchase something immediately and then pay it back later in installments. And this is usually going to last anywhere from 3 months to about a year with very little to no interest. I personally used to use the buy now, pay later method before in the past, like around my early 20s. And there technically are a lot of pros that come with using this, but there's also a lot of cons with using it as well. So in this video, I'm going to be going over both the pros and cons when it comes to these buy now, pay later apps. And I'll even talk about my own personal experience with them. And I'll even give my 2 cents about them. So if you guys want to know the truth on this financial tool and how you guys should be going about it, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end. So that way you, sir or ma'am, do not miss out on any good financial information that can help you out. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford, and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the buy now, pay later method has been around for quite some time now, but it really became popular during the COVID-19 pandemic era because that's when online shopping increased significantly. And not only that, but it was also a rough time for plenty of Americans out there due to a lot of people losing their jobs because of COVID-19. So with that being said, there are plenty of Americans out there utilizing apps like Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, etc. And again, not gonna lie, I was definitely one of those Americans using those apps once upon a time. It's just the thing about using these kind of apps is that it's really just a psychology thing, and it just gives you instant gratification for the item that you're trying to purchase, which can actually be very dangerous. The whole psychology behind buy now, pay later apps is that upfront they require you to put little to no money down for the item that you're trying to purchase, so that way you can receive it instantly, and then you would just make your next few payments within the next week or months to come. So I'm pretty sure if you guys tell or show somebody that you can actually do this, then in their head it's easier to justify the purchase because now it seems like you're not spending a lot of money no more for that item. And that right there is literally the whole technique on how they get you guys. That's how they got me before. Here's actually a screenshot of me using Affirm to buy some shoes back in 2020 that I could not justify purchasing outright because I knew it was a bad financial decision. Especially because it was only just shoes, which was something I did not need, but I was a shoe head at the time. So for my shoe heads out there, then you already know how it is. But if you look here, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have to pay anything up front for my purchase, and the payment actually got split in 3 different ways. The total of the shoes were $253.65, but since I was using an afterpay option, they charged me $10.78 worth of interest. So my new grand total was $264.43, which then got split into 3 different payments with a lifespan of 3 months. So the shoes came immediately, which I was kind of happy about, not gonna lie. But the following month, I had to make my first payment, which was $88.14, and that was gonna be for the next 3 months. Now, if we look at it, it really doesn't seem like too much. But if you guys have a couple of these, like you have an $88 one, another $89 one, and a $95 one, then that's when it starts to get bad. I personally never let it get that far, but I have seen other people to where they do have quite a few installment loans from either Affirm, Klarna, or even Afterpay. And if you guys have a few of these, then that's pretty much like having another big bill every month. So imagine you bought 4 things from Affirm and they're each $100 every single month. That's gonna be $400 a month going towards a bill that you low-key shouldn't have gotten, high-key shouldn't have gotten. And to be honest, most purchases that we buy using the Afterpay option, we don't really need. Because if we look at the top 3 things people buy using buy now, pay later apps, it's gonna be electronics, clothing and fashion accessories, which is actually insane, but I can't say nothing about it because I did it before. But lastly, furniture or appliances. So these things aren't food, it's not water, it's not paying rent or mortgage every month. It's literally just extra things that we do not need, which isn't even a basic human necessity. Now, I'm not gonna bash buy now, pay later apps because I actually think they're very helpful and useful if you guys are using them correctly. So with that being said, let's go over 3 cons about it, and then we'll go over 3 pros about it. But let's start with the cons first. The first con about using buy now, pay later apps is that they definitely encourage people to impulse spend. Have you guys ever bought something before and then you ended up regretting it later once you really thought about it? Yeah, well, when this happens, it's usually an impulse buy that you were kind of on the fence on, but you just ended up buying it anyways. I understand it can be hard sometimes resisting buying things that we really want, especially if our friends and family are encouraging us to do so. But now that you add buy now, pay later to the mix, it's a whole nother ball game now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting attacked from all different angles nowadays, and it is up to you to resist. But the second con about buy now, pay later apps is that you guys can actually go to collections if you guys are not paying in and staying on top of things. If you guys are not making your payments on these buy now pay later loans, then they're just going to sell your debt to a debt collector, and if you guys have a collection on your credit report, that's going to affect your credit score significantly by potentially over 100 points. I personally seen this happen before with a few different people, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you guys do not want to be that person. But the third con that I got for you guys is that it's super easy to get in debt if you guys are using buy now pay later loans. As I said earlier, I know it seems innocent when you're just making one little extra payment every month, but if you guys have a few of these bad boys stacked up, then stuff can start adding up real quick. And you don't really realize it once you guys are in it. Like, you think you can handle another little extra payment every month, but if you guys are not watching it, then those can add up really, really fast. So this is kind of equivalent to credit card debt, so just don't bite off more than you guys can chew. And also really quick, if you guys are finding any of this information helpful, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it because it really helps me out a lot, and then it's also a dope way to help support the channel. But anyways, let's go over 3 different pros now when it comes to buy now pay later loans. The first pro when it comes to buy now pay later loans is that you get that instant gratification that just absolutely makes you feel so good. You later might regret what you bought, but at the time being, you just feel so good about it and you just can't wait to receive your item. But the second pro that I would say is that buy now pay later loans definitely do come in handy and they're convenient. And the reason why I say this is because if you know you have money coming in within the next week or month or so, then doing something like this definitely makes sense. Or maybe you just simply don't want to use your credit card because you know you're going to get charged a lot of interest on your credit card, and by getting a buy now pay later loan, they won't charge you anything sometimes. Because again, typically with these kind of loans, they're going to charge you very little to no interest. So in a case scenario like that, then that actually makes sense to do. But the last pro that I would say about buy now pay later is that typically whenever you guys get something like this, there's not going to be a hard inquiry on your guys' credit profile. Many of these buy now pay later services don't require a hard credit check, so this actually makes it easier for people to obtain for people out there who have very little to no credit history. But when it comes down to it, you guys, my personal advice is if you guys absolutely need something using the buy now pay later service, make sure it's a necessity and not a want. Because like I said earlier, most people out there are really just using this for clothing and fashion or even electronics, which is an absolute waste, I personally feel like. If you guys are using it for groceries or maybe even car parts so that way your guys' car can run because maybe it's not running, then that's how I would justify it. But if it's not a necessity, then I just wouldn't recommend to do it. Because honestly, I just feel like this is another thing that's just going to hold you guys down when it comes to reaching your guys' financial goals. So again, if you guys do not need it, then stay away from it. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about buy now, pay later loans in the comments below. I would love to know. But also really quick, guys, if you guys feel like you don't have a solid credit profile or credit score because you have a bunch of derogatory items on your guys' credit report, then send an email to my business email, justmoneyish@gmail.com, and I'll definitely take care of you over there. I'm also doing mentorship now for those that don't know. So if you guys are interested in mentorship from me, send an email to my business email saying mentorship, and then I'll see you guys there. Don't forget to get your guys' free stock at Robinhood. That could potentially be worth all the way up to $200 when you guys use my link in the description below. And also, if you guys are looking for a high yield savings account, I personally use SoFi, so that's what I would recommend using. If you guys use my link in the description below, then you could potentially earn all the way up to $325 of free money, so I definitely wouldn't snooze on that while the offer is still available. And also really quick, I do offer one-on-one consultations. If you guys would like to speak to me personally, the link is always going to be in the description below. But if you guys want the chance to win a free 15-minute consultation from me, then comment the word free game in the comments below and send an email to my business email stating what you guys would like to talk about. I do pick a winner every Monday. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, then I truly do appreciate you guys. We're at 64,245 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know, but if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time Ish post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your guys' credit cards, how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate. We talk about mortgage loan programs. We talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. And really quick, for those that don't know, I'm a licensed real estate agent and a licensed mortgage loan originator here in Southern California. So if you guys are trying to purchase or sell a home, all my information will always be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.